What's up, YouTube family? It's your girl Juvie here, and we are back with another YouTube video. This is part 2 to 18 and pregnant, so if you have not watched part 1, pause this video, go watch part 1 so you can get caught up on everything. Like I've mentioned in part 1, I was involved in some leadership positions when I got pregnant my senior year of high school. I was senior class secretary, and I was really good at doing my job. But I was asked to remove myself from senior class because I got pregnant. I was told that it's embarrassing to have a pregnant student represent senior class as well as the school. The story that I'm going to tell you is about my first encounter with discrimination. What happened to me hurt like hell back then, and until this day, I have not fully healed from it yet. But before I start my story, I'm going to give you guys a brief background of the kind of student I was throughout high school. Freshman year of high school, I wasn't very serious about school. I was going late to school. I was skipping classes, and I was failing. I finished freshman year of high school with a 1.7 GPA, but all of that changed my 10th grade year of high school. I met some teachers who really believed in me, and because they believed in me, I learned to believe in myself. They was dedicated on making sure that I was on top of my school assignments. I started doing a whole lot better academically. I started to excel. The lowest grade I was getting was a B. The last 2 semesters of my 10th grade year, I made straight A's, and it was the best feeling ever. I started getting involved in a lot of after-school programs. I was a student volunteer at the attendance office. I did what I had to do to become what you would call a model student. I was making straight A's, I was making principal's lists. I received a couple of academic achievement certificates for having the highest grade in some of my classes. Come junior year, I decided to become a leader in senior class. So I was selected to be senior class secretary. My senior year of high school, I was attending technical college. I was also taking classes at my high school, as well as my involvements in senior class. I maintained being a straight A student, bringing my GPA up from a 1.7 freshman year to a 3.6 my senior year. I was going to graduate in honors, and I was very proud of my accomplishments. So when I found out I was pregnant, I did not make it known right away. In fact, I hid my pregnancy for about as long as I could because I was scared to lose everything. Everything such as my positions at the school, being a role model student. I was afraid of being judged and being rejected for being pregnant so young. I ended up facing those fears, and I was unprepared for the kind of heartbreak that was to come. See, I knew that I couldn't have my pregnancy forever. I started getting bigger. I was gaining weight. People started talking, and I knew that it was only a matter of time. So I decided to go to the principal's office. When I spoke to the principal, I told her about my situation, and I told her that I would really like to remain in senior class because I am very well able to do the assignments, and I'm doing whatever I have to do to make sure that I remain a great student. She told me that she understood and that she was going to have a talk with the person who was in charge of senior class. The person who was in charge of senior class was this man called, we're gonna call him Mr. G for now. Mr. G was very strict, and I knew that once he found out that I'm pregnant, he was gonna try to do everything to get me out of senior class. No ifs or buts about it. And that's the reason why I decided to tell the principal first. Later on that day, the principal called me, and she told me that she had a talk with Mr. G. He told her that he was unaware that I was even pregnant because I didn't tell him anything. She also told me that she thinks it's best if I go talk to Mr. G myself and tell him about my situation. I decided to do just that. One day after class, I asked Mr. G if I could talk to him in private. He said yes, just wait on him. He called this other lady who was working at the school. We're gonna call her Mrs. B for now. She was in charge of this program at the school for teen moms, where they support teen moms. When I saw Mrs. B and I knew that she was working with some of the teen moms at the school, I thought, okay, maybe she'll help me fight for this. But I was wrong. After I told Mr. Grace I was pregnant, I did not even get the chance to explain to him why I think that I should remain in senior class. He cut me off and he said, well, you have to remove yourself from senior class because you're pregnant. And I asked him why. He said because we can't have a pregnant student representing senior class as a leader. representing the school. It's embarrassing, and he cannot accept that. When he told me that it's embarrassing to have me representing the school, I was shocked. In my head, I'm like, is this even allowed? Is he allowed to do that? I was quiet for a minute. Then I spoke up and told him, I don't want to leave senior class. I worked hard to be a part of senior class. I worked hard while I am in senior class. I'm a great student, and having a belly does not change any of that. He replied back and said, you're going to leave senior class. If you don't leave senior class voluntarily, I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to make sure that you get removed from senior class, because the other student councils do not deserve to get embarrassed like that. And I know some of you guys are probably like, he did not say the word embarrassing. Yes, he did. He told me that it's embarrassing to have me represent senior class as a leader. It's embarrassing to have me representing the school, and I'll be embarrassing the rest of the student council by remaining in senior class. I looked over at Miss B to see what she had to say about that, and she co-signed with him. She said, don't take it personal. It's nothing personal. It's just that we can't have you on stage representing the school graduation day. It looks bad. It gives the wrong message. What message? How does it give the wrong message to have a pregnant student graduating in honors? If you ask me, I thought that that would give out a positive message, because despite the fact that I got pregnant, I maintained straight A's. I maintained a high GPA. I did not drop out of school, and I'm in senior class. I thought that would give out a positive message to a lot of people, especially young moms who get pregnant and think that they have to drop out of high school. So I did not understand what she meant by it gives off the wrong message. When I realized that this was a fight that I wasn't going to win by myself, I tried to get my parents on board to help me fight. But my mom's English is limited, and she couldn't really do much. Ladies and gentlemen, long story short, I ended up getting removed from senior class. I was told to sign this paper that says that I'm removing myself from senior class, but I guarantee you that that was not because I wanted to. I understood that I was 18 years old and pregnant, and I understood how society views that. But what I did not understand was that why I was getting kicked out of a position that I worked so hard to get. I worked so hard to maintain just because I had a belly. Nothing else. It was not because I was failing school, not because I was getting misconducts or getting in trouble. The reason why I was asked to remove myself from senior class is because I had a belly. I didn't think that was fair, and I still don't think that it's fair. So why am I telling my story today? I'm telling this story to make sure that no one has to go through what I went through my senior year of high school. School is not the only place where I was being rejected for being pregnant. After that situation happened, I was already depressed because of everything that I had going on at home at the time. But that took me into a whole nother stage of depression. I mean, to the point where like I did not want to go to my high school graduation. I told the other student councils the reason why I was leaving senior class, and suddenly everybody at school knew that I was removed from senior class for being pregnant. Some people thought it was funny, and some people were like, wait, that's messed up. What are you gonna do about it? At the time, there wasn't much that I could do about it. I was emotionally drained, mentally down. There wasn't much I could do about it. I ended up changing my mind about graduation. New mentors from this club named Young Lives, they encouraged me to go to my graduation. They elevated my spirit, because Lord knows that I was going through it. Ooh, I was going through it. I was going through it. Having to go to school every single day and having to see members of the senior class council look at me as if they feel sorry for me. Having to deal with other students look down at me. Why? Because Mr. G and Miss B made it seem like it's okay to look down on me. Made it seem like I am less than the other students because I had a belly. Despite the fact that I was an honors student, I was a straight A student, I was a volunteer at the school, they made it seem like it's okay to look down on me because I was pregnant. It got to the point where I detested going to school, but I still kept going. I was determined to keep my head up. I did all of that with a broken heart, and until this day, I still have this scar that's not fully healed yet. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching this video. Share this video with everybody. I want as many people as possible to hear about my story. I love you guys truly. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for joining me on this journey. You guys are awesome. And I'll see you guys on my next YouTube video. Bye.